All right. How's everybody doing today? My name is Crypto Corey. Welcome to the channel. If you could, please like and subscribe and click the bell notifications. You can also follow me on Twitter. I am _crypto_Corey, Crypto Corey. Today we've got a really interesting show. I'm going to actually show you some of my collectibles themselves, and I'm going to show you the Ecomi token. So let's just drop me a little bit further down in. And right now we are on the daily chart looking at Ecomi. Or actually, sorry, this is the BTC chart. Why don't we go ahead and switch this? Let's go. Here we go. Here, Ecomi. So there's wrapped. Here we go, that's what it was. All right, and I'd drawn a bull flag earlier, or just a flag that showed the consolidation. You can see there's this consolidation right here, and then I had this little, here we'll zoom out so you can see, this was my projection over the next few days. I want us to go ahead and we're gonna compress this down. We're gonna take a little deeper look at this. So we've got Bollinger Bands on. Let's go ahead and just click the Bollinger Bands off real quick because we've got a lot of stuff in here. Now, if you look on the MACD is looking a little bit more bullish, as you can see down here. But at the same time, you see there's a little bit of an uptick. I'm not sure what that's going to end up meaning. We're still actually moving forward in this zone, in this triangular zone right here. I'll go ahead and get rid of this support line. Let's go ahead and get rid of this right here. We've got it nice and clean. All right, so now what we're looking at is we've got this zone of consolidation coming through right here. And we haven't gotten through the full sections of the consolidation yet. What we are seeing is the turn to the downside, like I was believing was gonna happen, and we're gonna end up bouncing off of right here around this zone, potentially creating a head and shoulders pattern. If, let's say, the fall, this down that we see here, doesn't happen suddenly into a head and shoulders pattern, but actually comes with a little bit more of a elongated curve, then we'll have a longer bull cycle that comes out of it, and the pump that comes out of it will inevitably be healthier. If we hit on a head and shoulders pattern, it will create what's kind of like a double bounce scenario. So it's like you get on the trampoline, you're all jumping together, you decide here on the left shoulder, everyone bounce right here, and then right when you get on that bottom section, you're bouncing hard. So from then on, the steps that come through is just higher and higher and higher, and it provides a sudden pump. That's probably gonna end up happening, and you know, when we look at this, this is gearing up. If you are looking to buy into Ecomi, buy the Ecomi token for the remainder of this bull run, a buy is probably about now. I mean, we're real darn close. I think if it drops below the 0.006, I think between that 0.006 and 0.055, that is your zone to buy into Ecomi. Again, nothing I say is financial advice, but I'm waiting on that. That's what I'm waiting on personally for my this is my last buy of the bull run. I've bought everything out. We've got some announcements. I'm actually going to get to go in and show you all of my Veve collectibles today. I went and did a huge buy last night because I found out about the Master Collector Program. So if you've looked at the Master Collector Program, you know that completing sets gives you points. You know that having collectibles is a point in and of itself. So my current strategy is to get all of the cheapest collectibles. I got all of the comics, all of the common comics. I do not have a single duplicate because duplicates of something is actually less than the points. But what we see here is just the one-off points. You get 100 points for when you are a new user. So if you have not gotten into Veve and you're watching this and you're contemplating, should I go into Veve and start collecting? You will get 100 points on your Master Collector Program just for starting. When you receive and complete a set, you get 100 points. I have now completed 2 sets, and I do plan on start to slowly completing my sets here shortly. 25 points when you purchase collectibles in the store. So, and then you get 15 points when you just purchase collectibles in the market. So participating in drops will give you more points. The least amount of points is just for going into the marketplace and purchasing. 1 point for each collectible. Then you see the second collectible of that collectible is 75%. Then the third collectible is 35%. And if you have 4 of the same collectible, 4 of the same comic, you only get 10% on that last one. Or I wonder if it's just spaced out between. I'd have to see how they're actually doing that, if it's on each one. If how these will be subject to diminishing points. They need to explain that a little bit further. Rarity is not that much. If you look right here, your rarities, if you have a secret rare, you're only getting a half an extra point. So for a secret rare, you have 1.5 points. Low edition, same thing. So if you have a low edition secret rare, you're gonna have 2 points on it. So what's really important for people to understand is collecting is the goal. That's what they want. They want you to collect many multiples of NFTs, but not multiples of the same NFT. And after that, sets will be the thing that separates the people who can get the stuff and people who can't. So after that, once you start collecting sets, you will, inevitably be where you need to be. Real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shift me up in here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you, I've got my phone right here, and what I need to do, if I can just do it real quick, we'll see how this works out. So I'm gonna actually try to go into my actual phone. So I'm gonna select this, let's cancel the update first. And we gotta find where it's at. So I gotta redirect. I'm trying to connect to my phone real quick. You'll just have to bear with me. I may be actually cutting this out, but we're gonna go into Let's View. Here, I'll drop me down so you can see what I'm doing. So that way we're gonna get to see my my actual phone here in a second. So we're gonna skip this version. Yeah, we're not gonna update it. I just need to get into it. And we'll go in here. And now that we've got it, we're gonna connect. So we're gonna put in, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my phone, I'm gonna scan this barcode that's right here. And there we go, I'm scanned. Start now. And there we go, we've got it on. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and expand this all the way. I'm gonna keep me down in here. And we're gonna go into my Veve app together. Welcome my Veve app. My name is Disney Dad. I'm usually Disney Dad on most of my stuff. Mining, I'm under miner. So if you wanna send me collectibles, comics, or tokens, I'll be leaving in the future links in the description for you to do that to Disney Dad and to my miner stuff if you'd like to. We're having a little lag here, looks like. Yeah, has anyone else had this problem where this loading screen is just taking a while? I mean, this is not a fully prepared video, so I don't have just slides. Let's go ahead and get out of it real quick. Let's try to get in it one more time. I'm gonna try to get in it without. Okay, so now that I'm actually in it, I'm gonna jump back into the Let's View. Now that works a little bit better. There we go. All right, so let's see if that worked. And I'm glad you're seeing this, because if anyone else is having problems when they're using their Veve app and stuff, you see that I'm having some issues too. Here we are, and here is my collection. As you can see, I did get the ultra rare Zombie Captain America on the drop, and then I went back and I bought the common for about $44 afterwards. It apparently dropped down to like 25 bucks, and I missed out, and I was trying to get in on that. I just couldn't get it, and it went back up pretty quickly. So I got it for less than the cost, and I got the ultra rare, which is worth close to 300. I mean, it's probably gonna be 300 soon. When it was high and people were buying it, and went down. But just first, I like to show my comics off. I love my comics. I have one of every single comic, but what I don't have is any duplicates of the same comic, regardless of if I have a variant copy. I think except for the Hulk, I have two of the same future Imperfect Hulks. So here we're gonna go through it here. I do have the Uncommon Avengers. As you can see, I have in that Incredible Hulk Future Imperfect, I've got the Ultra Rare and I've got the Common. I do have the Marvels comics. Now, here's the thing. I bought this Marvels comic, and I'm going to show you right here. And this is one thing you can do when you go into your app, and whenever you look at your collectibles, when you purchase your collectible, it tells you right here that it's $29 is what I purchased this comic for. It's not really loading, though. Let's see if I can get it to load. There he goes. All right, so $62 is the floor price, as you can see right here. So this is the floor price. And this is how much I actually paid for the comic itself. Now I was not in the Veve app when these things dropped. I was late to the table. Now I do have a rare Marvel's #1. That Marvel's #1, if it'll load. As you can see, I got it for $6.99. So I got it on the drop. I got it for $6.99 and I got it for 63 gems. Or it's selling right now for 63 gems. And you know, if you like collectibles, if you like comics, this is actually a lot of fun. I've been buying real comics. As you can see if I actually have them here. No, I don't actually have my comics here today. It's just, I'm here, it's early in the morning. Normally I have comics with me whenever I go to work. Here's one thing I want to show you. If you go into my stuff, I've got 44 collectibles. And I've got 2 finished sets. And you can see my wall is down low. What I did yesterday is I went through, I put a ton of gem in, and I bought every single collectible, comic and standard collectible, that was less than 30 bucks. So if it was less than 30 bucks, I bought it. So what it ends up doing, and we'll go back to my collection so you can actually see in the collectibles, because the comics, it's a little bit different than the actual collectibles themselves. But here you are, we're seeing my actual collectibles. I got the entire Throg set, and then of course I had to get the rare board cube so I could put it into the background of my my house that I've got for viewing my collection. I did buy the Human Torch, which is rare, which was more expensive, so we'll get to him in a minute. But then you can see everything is either common or uncommon. I bought them all. Some of them are actually worth more than $30 just because I've had them they were one of my first purchases. But I did go back through, and I'm so glad. I missed the Loki drop, and I was so upset because I wanted to get the Loki drop. I was able to get this common for less than the actual drop price. So I'm relieved now. I don't know if I'm gonna get this whole set because the set's only 3 and it's expensive, but we'll find out. So you get points for completing sets, but a set of 1 is less points than a set of 6. So if you're 6+, then you're gonna have more points for your actual set. And I'm gonna show you a set I'm working on currently, which is this set right here. We'll go into, so these are the Marvel's Mighties. So on the Marvel's Mighties, you've got this Captain America set. Captain Carter is a set by itself. And then you've got the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four set's the one I want to complete first. So I went through and I bought the common and the uncommon, which is Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman. And I had from prior, I had the Thing. So I just had the Thing from drop day. So these were only about $11, $12, $13 each, and they're probably more expensive now because when I bought them, and this is a good lesson for you to learn. I'll do a quick soapbox moment, and then we'll go back into the collection. So soapbox moment, if you are wondering when should I actually be buying these things if you don't get them on the drop, you need to wait until there's a really big day where everyone's all excited because there's a really awesome collectible coming out. And then you will see people putting things on the market for as cheap as possible so they can make room to try to participate in the drop. If you have multiple drops in the same day, it helps. If you have awesome drops, like we just had both Spider-Man, which is probably the most sought after collectible, and then you had a Captain America, which is probably a really sought after collectible. And both of those dropped. They were what ifs. It was following the announcement on Disney. So a lot of people went through and put a lot of their collectibles up for sale, and for sale cheap. So we capitalized on it. You can still capitalize on it right now. I urge you to do that. But let's go back in. So I did get the 2 commons and the uncommon, and then I went through and I bought the Human Torch. So if you go on the Human Torch right now and you see how much he's costing, if you were to go and buy him right now, it goes up from like those $11 to $20. Now it's $51. This is one of the cheaper sets. So if you're wanting to get a cheap set to get a set score, this is a cheap set. So he's $51. And then as you can see, the only one missing out of this set right now is Dr. Doom. So I am waiting to buy Dr. Doom. We'll see if this thing will actually end up loading. I can actually show you it. There he goes. So it's listing in the market. So right now, Dr. Doom is $650. So here's the thing about collecting with Veve. We're gonna go back into the Ecomi token. So that's just basically, before I do, I guess we'll show you more of my collection real quick. So here's the rest. As you can see, it's just all the commons and uncommons. And then what I'll do later on is I will accrue the rares, the ultra rares, the secret rares, and once I get all of those, I will slowly, at the cheaper prices or the good buy entries, not so much cheaper price, but if you get a good buy, get a good buy, get it in a good buy. Wait for the buys, don't FOMO in, don't just buy a collectible because you like it. You know, when you're first buying, yeah, buy what you like, but have a strategy for what you are buying into. And I urge you, go up here. I'm gonna put this article in the description for you to read yourself. This tells you how you can collect on the app in order to maximize not just your gains and not just your strategy for winning drops, but you know, your score for when you're in the Veveverse in the future. The Veveverse is really what you want your Master Collector score for. So just keep that in mind. This is an investment platform. You can buy these things and make tons of money on them. But just remember, in the future, the Veveverse is going to be so sought after. I'm dumbfounded that we're going to be Ready Player One in a handful of years, probably. Like, it's extremely exciting. Am I going to really be a part of it? A little bit. So I'm not really that big into doing video games in the VR world. I am more of an investor, but I'm excited for this space because I believe, because there are so many people who believe in this space. So many people who are, they're waiting for this right here. You see this little pump that everyone was all excited for. They're waiting for that again. And I'm going to show you your potential future if we have another pump similar to what we see right here. So what we'll do is, you see these sudden corrections that happen. We are going to map this out real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go because I gotta get out of here, and I gotta go and see some friends. I gotta take them to the airport. But if, let's say, we'll start from here. So this is what we consider right here a cup and handle formation. And that's where the pump goes. So that's what I want to see, and we'll have a massive pump if we do. So I'm gonna put this on the head and shoulders, and I'm also gonna elongate it out a little bit just to show you where I would like to see it if it were a cup and handle formation. So if I do the brush right here, and we go up and we follow this trend line, and we go around, and we go up, and there's the pump right there. So we're gonna grab this pump and we're gonna put it at the very end of this triangle, just to be not optimistic or pessimistic. We're just gonna be as realistic as possible. And I drew a little loop-to-loop. So we're gonna loop around and we're gonna make super gains. So what you're seeing right here is the next price target, if a pump were to happen, is, congratulations, 1 cent. And it looks like at the end of this triangle, you are seeing that 1 cent right here around the 15th of December. That's interesting. That's kind of what I was, wanting. I know this little weird looking pump, it's not gonna go like this, because what you see right here, this is the end of this triangle, most likely it's gonna be probably around here. Which would make it the beginning of December. It'll hit 1 cent, because you can see right here is the 1 cent mark, and the 1 cent mark is right here at the beginning of December, where I believe it should be. But as you can see again right here, had this correction that you see, this correction that was down here. So that correction came. So a lot of people think the 15th of November is when this 1 cent's going to be, and that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to reach the 1 cent around that, and then it's going to pump beyond that, because here's another thing. I believe in progression. So as much as I'm taking this history and putting it to see what our future looks like, I believe we are going to have a bigger pump. Because if you look right here, here, I'll pull this forward so you can actually see, and I'll raise this up. So right here, this is what's called the MACD, and it tells you the amount of volume that comes in. That's bullish volume versus bearish volume. So right through here, where you see that we had our little correction right here, that's a small amount. We had another small amount here, another little small amount's getting larger. Now we have this big, bearish volume come in on the MACD. But an interesting to look at is if you look at previous pumps, look at the amount of bullish momentum is right through here when we're having a pump. And then look at this. Look at all that. That's on that drop that happened earlier this year. So that's a ton of bearish momentum that's been building. So look at all this building. The bearish momentum's been very light, and then the bullish momentum's been a little light. But look at the price action. Look at the price action, although bullish momentum has been light. Look at that, it's going up. So now that we're seeing increased volume, a larger pump on the MACD, I believe that when you see that switch to the bullish momentum, which it's about to do, it's doing right now, it's gonna also increase. So because of that, I think we'll be reaching these numbers sooner. So that's why I'm projecting a head and shoulders pattern, reaching 1 cent by the middle of November, and then we'll have a little retracement, and then we'll head back to all-time highs in December. I would like to see us hit 1 cent for the first time in December. That's what I want. That's what I want. And if it happens, I'm happier. But what I'm looking at, it's gonna be sooner. Again, I'd like to thank you for joining me. My name is Crypto Corey. Nothing I say is financial advice. And, I'm happy. I love the Veve collectibles. I love this program. I'm starting to do better. I'm getting the drops, and I'm learning how to get drops. And I hope you do too. Have a nice day. All right.